Today we're in the Exclusively Classics restoration garage to give you a double feature. That's a quick look at what's in the garage today. Number one, 61 Thunderbird, undergoing some restoration work. Very nice car. Over here we have the 1966 Oldsmobile Tornado EngineStat car. We're going to demonstrate our fourth generation LED headlights from Mustang Project, and also the EngineStat Pro Plus, which comes now available for iOS and Android. So just released for iOS. So one of the cars we have in the Exclusively Classic garage is this really nice 1966 Camaro at 396. We're going to be installing an EngineStat on this car in the very near future, in a future episode. We've got three cars in the garage right now: 61 Thunderbird, the 69 Camaro, and the EngineStat Oldsmobile Tornado. We'll show you those, and we'll show you our new LED headlights and EngineStat Pro Plus for the iOS and Android. One of the things we're going to demo today in the garage is our LED headlight solution. It's fourth generation headlight solution. We have a very unusual design here in that we utilize this braided heatsink to remove heat from the LED elements. This is a die-cast copper and it's plated to remove heat from the very high power LEDs. This produces 5,000 lumens. Now the reason we use this unusual braided copper heat dissipator is because it will allow you to push these into various shapes to fit behind the very constrained space limitations in a classic car. Avoid LED lamps with fans on them. I mean, it seems silly to us to have a 100,000 hour LED life coupled with a little fan that's worth only a few thousand hours of life. So we don't use fans on any of our products, period, the end. We work very hard with various manufacturers to combine all these parts together and make this unique LED headlight. The housings we use are glass and metal, never plastic. This particular case, this is a 5 3/4 inch housing. Has a rubber seal at the back, which prevents moisture and dirt from getting into the housing. It's very important that these exist. It's also very important that you have glass and metal construction and not plastic. Plastic will warp over time and crack. So we're going to go out to the garage and show you how this thing works in our 1966 EngineStat Tornado. So now we're going to show you these LED headlights in action. Here we have on our 1966 EngineStat Tornado that's being constructed at Exclusively Classics. We have the lights, we have them on high beams, and they are amazingly bright. It's difficult to really get an image of how bright they are. But we'll turn the lamps off in a minute. One of the great things about these lamps is that they look stock. They look original. They look like what you would have had in the car in 1966. But they're phenomenally bright. It's a nice white light. It's not blue light, but it's not a yellow light like the original cars had. Now I'm going to turn the lights off and show you the lens configuration. So here's the lens. As you can see on the Tornado, which has headlights that raise and lower, you can see that they have a completely classic construction. They have the same kind of convex lens as the original lamps. They don't have any polka dots on them. They're Fresnel type lens just like the original. They fit right under the original chrome or stainless steel trim ring. They fit in the same space. Most importantly, because of that braided heatsink, there's plenty of space back here for the assembly to fit. Unlike those lamps with fans, etc., you have very little possibility of the lamps fitting into a very tight housing. Now we're going to show you the actual current usage. Current usage for all four headlamps in high beam mode is only 8.3 amps. This is substantially lower than normal incandescent lamps, which would be utilizing 20 to 30 amps, maybe even more, depending on what you produce, what type of lamps that you choose. You know, for instance, the high output halogen lamps consume lots of current. So here we are in the worst case full bright mode, all 4 lamps on, full power, only 8.3 amps. That is phenomenally more efficient. What that will do is that will unload your alternator and allow you to have more horsepower for acceleration. Also keep your system voltage higher so that your fans and compressors and other things like that work better. So today we said there would be a double feature. Here we're demonstrating that the EngineStat Pro Plus is now ready for both iOS and Android. This is Android here, but iOS is identical. You're able to see temperature, both radiator and oil pan temperature. You can place the oil pan temperature sensor anywhere you like. You can see the engine is not running, so everything is nice and cold. You can see engine speed, you can see oil pressure, you can see miles per hour, you can see battery voltage. Here's a battery. The car is just sitting there doing pretty much nothing. Vacuum, oil status, temperatures, speed. You have a variety of alarms. If you look on the settings page, you'll see you have temperature alarms, oil pressure alarms, battery alarms, secret code, so only your EngineStat can connect to your phone. By pressing the oil status, if you have a tablet, you can see all the gauges at one fell swoop. Engine RPM and engine vacuum are both displayed on the same gauge set, so that makes it very easy to tune your car.